Alright, it is July 12th here, Thursday, in US, and the limited time series featuring the Season 5, the new Formula E SRT-05E is available. The series will go on, the event will go on till, according to their website, it says 22nd of July. Of course, that is going by the Australian time, I'd assume. So here, if you're in the US, most likely it'll be the 21st when this event expires, sometime in the evening, depending on which time zone you're in. But anyway, so here we have the new and improved the SRT-05E. So here's a breakdown of the rewards, 70 gold, broken down into the 25% increment of the event. And speaking of the event, it's going to be 15 tiers once again, featuring 44 races because, like the last season, first tier is going to have only 2 races. So let's jump in with this speed record here at the New York circuit. And Natalia, the usual message. So we got base PR up 63.9. From the glance, the acceleration looks better and the grip looks better. And then the top speed as well is pretty high compared to the last seasons, isn't it? And definitely sharper looking. And 3-hour service time, that is comparable with the other seasons cars, I think. And then let's check out the customization. Do we get more than? That's too bad. Just a single official livery. I mean, it is really sharp looking livery. Don't get me wrong. I do like this, the official paint here. Very cool. Get a close up look there on the cockpit. And of course, it's got that halo, doesn't it? Looks like a sandal, you know. Anyway, the important thing, let's check out the updates or upgrades, right? Because we're gonna need to bring this car's PR up to 74 even. So we're gonna need this first round of cash upgrades across all 6 categories. It's 4-hour wait time for this first tier cash upgrades, so we'll get them going right away. I believe in order to bring your PR up to 74, you're gonna need to get, basically, you're gonna have to spend almost 300 gold. Remember, the car is, if you were to buy it outright, it will cost you 600 gold. So basically you have to spend about half of it. To be exact, it's like 298 gold. That is the total of the second tier upgrades across all 6 categories. So that's what you're gonna have to get. And then the following tier, third tier, is gonna be all cash upgrades. I think you can get away without getting one of the cash upgrades in third tier, but it's a cash upgrade, so you know, not a huge deal. Anyway, speed record 215.9 kph is the record to beat here, feature with this fancy new car. And of course, because they're only one livery, we all look alike, which is kind of unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? But at least the car itself is pretty sweet looking, so I'll give them that. Alright, so of course we start in a different position than the finish line. So we'll try some different racing view, check out different engine sound. And of course, the first corner we gotta brake so we can make it through this chicane. Left-hander, right-hander, and then here's the bumper view. Although I don't know if you really call these cars having bumpers, but that's what it's called. And then the cockpit view with the halo, that bar in the middle is really annoying. At least I think it's gonna take me a while to get used to. I mean, I think it has more to do with getting used to more than anything else, really. I mean, it's not a huge thing, but you know, it's that's kind of important part of the screen that it's blocking. You know what I mean? Anyway, say 2:16. There we go. Let's slow it down, so we don't go off track. Not that it matters, but also that way we don't do any kind of crazy overkill. Let's try this cockpit view one more time, because it is kind of cool looking, but it's gonna take some getting used to, I think. So, all right. So we got the top score set, so we'll just easily finish this event number 1. Speed record 216.97. All right. So, yeah. The usual flag bots in the early stage, so good deal. And then the upgrades are on the way. Alright, so gold trophy number 1. So 43 more to go. And while we're at it, let's jump into the cup race, the race number 2 here. Once again at the New York circuit. Grid up 8. So not terribly crowded, which is nice, because this track isn't terribly wide, it's rather narrow. And because we start a bit further back with the 2 laps, it's almost like having a rolling start, isn't it? So here we go. The first hairpin is kind of very similar to the Hong Kong circuit, starting out with that sharp hairpin, the right-hander, and then we got the chicane, and onto the gentle right-hander heading into the starting line, or the finish line I should say, with the BMW I banner there. And then I missed the braking point there for this second hairpin. And yeah, still learning this track. I swung a little bit on the wide side, and this is of course that quick zigzag turn. And this is, I believe, the fastest section of the track, because it leads into this long straight before the hairpin that we started off with. And then normally we would be in lap number 2, but because of this see what I mean? Still learning the track. Missed my braking point. It's so tempting to try to push. So we'll have to try it. That's better. Now begins the lap number 2. And we'll brake a little bit earlier so we can manage that hairpin number 2. And there we go. Right-hander, and here comes the zigzag turn. And then enters this long straight, or kind of parabolica into the long straight, which is of course the fastest section of the circuit. Gotta make sure you slow down early enough. They push that what would you call that, call it turn bank, or the kind of skid out zone, really far. I don't know if that's to prevent wall riding, possibly. Anyway, since I'm here much earlier while we're waiting, we'll turn around and just kind of gently head ourselves back into the finish line. 2 minutes 33 seconds and 1:05 for 2 laps. With a bit of extracurricular activity at the end there. And keeping those racing pack tight, at least at the end. So to keep the bots manageable. Alright, so upgrades still on their way, but in the meantime, there's the trophy, gold trophy number 2 out of 44, and opens the tier number 2. So 1 tier down, 14 more to go. So we'll continue in next tier.